Welcome back, guys, to part 2 of our Intelligent Idea Talkers podcasts. I'm not even sure what episode this is, so I ain't going to attempt it.
It's definitely part 2 of whatever this one is, though.
For the week of November 9th, 2019.
Yes, sir.
So, we're going to start talking about the Joker.
We got a movie review.
Movie review on the Joker.
Joker came out. I finally saw it. You saw it a while ago, right?
It was probably about a week or two before you guys want to see it.
Okay, oh yeah. So, it's been out for a while, like, critically acclaimed.
And I didn't
They're
see
talking
it.
about this is getting all the awards this year.
Oh, just for his performance alone.
Right.
You get, I mean, not even for the story that the movie told, but his performance was, I don't know how the fuck they made him look like that hump in his back and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
were those prosthetics? I hope so, because that hump was
just
nasty.
him just doing like this.
Yeah, like he just that joint. Just remember he was dancing and whatnot. It was in that joint. Oh, I saw a meme of Tobey Maguire dancing in Spider-Man 3 versus the Joker.
Oh, wow.
Who had the better dance moves? I might say Toby.
Yeah,
I might
probably.
say Toby was killing it in that joint.
The Joker was just like,
Yeah, but the Joker was cool though.
I'm like, what are you
When he
doing?
was walking down the steps at the end, where he actually like came out with the Joker suit.
Yeah, that shit was funny
Yeah,
though.
that
The
was
cops was like, hey, he was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
That joint was tight.
Spoilers, but that joke was funny as hell.
Oh, this is spoiler filled.
Yeah, spoiler filled. So letting y'all know ahead of time. Spoilers.
Okay, but so there were some great things about the movie. But Juice, what did you not specifically like about this movie, The Joker?
All right, let me be clear. Okay, allow me to be clear. I liked the movie. It was a great movie. It was one of the most the best acting I've seen. Right?
Oh, that's
like this guy transformed himself.
Guarantee he's going to win some awards from this.
Yeah, like this was amazing. The story was actually really good.
Mhm.
Everything was amazing. My
But
only
no,
critique
Okay, go ahead.
is it's not the Joker that goes up against Batman. Like that's really it. This is not
How so? Are you
this is
talking
not
about like
a
from
dangerous. This is not a societal, existential, anarchist, terrorist
Isn't
threat.
it though? Because he kind of
Joker.
incited that.
This isn't the Joker. This isn't the Joker that puts a toxin in the city's water to poison all the people and make them
Well, he's
laugh
not
themselves
supposed
to
to be.
death.
Yeah, it's his origin story. So maybe the
Right,
man
okay.
that he is at the end of the movie will lead to him being capable of doing those other things. Though, you know what I mean?
Right, and that's Claudine's point.
Right.
Here.
And I mean, that movie was cool. I could see that though, him not being able to go up against Batman, because Batman would kick his ass. Like and Batman with the
even now,
gadgets and all
even in
that.
that movie, like Batman's a kid.
And could you even
And
see
this
like
young. So there's a
Batman
long way.
tearing down the street with like hologram projecting Batmobile in this movie? Like this movie was grounded in like reality.
It was like in the 80s.
Right.
Like that's set in like 80s.
I couldn't even see a Batmobile being in this world, really. You know what I mean? Like a Batwing floating in.
There was no kind of excessive technology in that movie at all.
At all. And I don't think it was supposed to be. I think the only thing the movie was lacking for me was that superhero element, because the Joker is almost as popular as the Joker is DC's one of their most popular heroes. I mean,
yeah,
he's up there with Justice League. What other villain can be up there with the heroes? Maybe Lex Luthor from DC. Maybe not even Darkseid like that. Like the average person wouldn't know who
like
Darkseid
Joker
was.
is a threat to any superhero who he's nearby.
And Joker is just a household name. Everybody knows who the Joker is, So
Joker is definitely like one of the definitive villains of superhero world, man. Like
definitely.
Like Marvel doesn't have a Joker that's as Jokerish as mad as the Joker. Like who's Joker?
And maybe
Marvel?
not even as popular. Thanos has been made popular by the movies that came out recently, but
he's no Joker.
What villain from Marvel is maybe a Spider-Man villain? Maybe Venom? Maybe Doc Ock? I would guess not. I don't know. I'm trying to think of villains who are up there on the level.
Maybe Venom. Venom is very popular, but not even in cinema, because they can do it. Well, other than the last Venom movie, which is about as close as it got, there was no like good cinematic Venom, because Spider-Man 2 was shit.
No. But Spider-Man 3 was dope. Only in the part where Tobey Maguire was dancing, dog. Like, this shit was tight. Was that in part 3? Where he lost his power?
That was 3. Yeah, when he had the black hair.
He was in that joint. You know what I mean? Dancing in front of the clothing store. And if you notice, if you watch that scene, go to YouTube and watch that scene. All the girls that are walking by him are checking him out when he's dancing down the street. Now, every girl.
That's just all in his head.
When he's dancing, all the girls are coming out from the store behind him. They're all looking him up and down and smiling and whatnot. Like Pete was on his game. Okay?
That's all in his head, like Zazzy was in Joker, man. That's just all in his head, man.
That was a dope part, man.
That was
back to Joker, but that was a dope part, like where, like, because that relationship is like, okay, so this is girl that Joker meets, right? And in the beginning, you're thinking that it started off kind of weird. Because remember, he did the whole head thing when they're getting off the elevator. He's like, hey. You know what I mean? And she smiles at him. I'm like, what's the connection here? What do you see in this motherfucker that you could
like
possibly,
a normal person would,
right? You know, because like you got a daughter and this crazy motherfucker.
The whole time, every time she was in the scene, I was like, "Where's your kid?"
Right? You know, and it's like,
"Where's your daughter?"
when he was at the comedy club, so he does this part in the comedy club, and she attends it. And remember, wasn't his mother sick, and she was in a hospital.
Yeah,
you know, and it's like,
oh, and
what the hell's the deal here? And when they revealed that. He showed him her apartment, and they revealed that shit was all in his head. I was like, "Oh damn!" Like, "Oh shit!" Like this dude is nuts. Like you knew he was nuts before that, but you're like, okay, they had a whole relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like she went to visit his sick mom.
She hallucinated sex. Like
she was rubbing his back.
Yeah.
Well, he had a joke. Like so that was all in his head. That was quite kind of a cool reveal. That was pretty dope.
Very so. One of the best things about this Joker movie was like how they made his character, right? Like how he didn't want to be as mad as he was. He wanted a normal life, man.
He asked the doc, remember when they said they're cutting the funds for his treatment? He was going to some psychiatrist and he said, so how am I supposed to get my medication?
Right.
The medication was suppressing his Joker side, you know, and he wanted the medication. They chose to stop giving it to him, you know.
Yeah, man. But and also it's like the whole fact of his laugh, like we talked about his laugh earlier, like the fact that he wasn't laughing because he found something funny or that he wanted to or that was like a good feeling. He was in pain and he was laughing as an involuntary reaction to this like
a sneeze or a coughing epidemic. He was just a laugh,
or like he was like extremely nervous. Or because remember the first time we saw that was when the lady turned around was like, quit bothering my kid, and he was like,
first of all, that damn kid was all in his face, man. Tell your damn kid to turn around, all right? We on the bus, all right? Like, your kids are staring me in my face. So
it was like he was like embarrassed, and he was just
gave
like,
her the card,
bad.
Right?
Yeah,
he said, "This is just a laugh. I can't control it." But it was like, you know, that's a real condition. I heard that. I didn't watch the video. I heard there's a video on YouTube of a guy who had that condition. It was like an involuntary laugh, like he couldn't control. I don't know if this as maniacal as a Joker.
It doesn't make sense. I mean,
but yeah, I mean, I like that. Like his laugh
like
was
chemical imbalances and like mental health, like anything I would do. Like if people literally do hallucinate entire scenarios and scenes. So like, why wouldn't one of your involuntary reactions be like hysterical laughter?
His laugh was crazy, and it's cool. I like how they explain like it's a sickness. It's something that he can't control, but it feeds into that whole Joker persona perfectly. Like he can't help but laugh. So when he's shooting somebody in the head and he's laughing, you know, he might not like to shoot somebody in the head, but
that's crazy because in a way that adds to like the Joker we know, like the original Joker. Mm-hmm. Imagine if that's the case, and he laughs, and that's not a reflection of how he feels. He's laughing because he just has some issues, man, and he does these things, and every time he's like cracking a joke and he's laughing, like this guy's in pain. Like imagine a Joker in pain.
I was just about to say that his laugh kind of sounded like it hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because he was like coughing
like
and
a
wheezing,
wheeze kind of, yeah.
You're like, imagine the Joker we know now, like fighting Batman. Like, he's coughing and wheezing, and he's like, and Batman's like, "Fuck you, dude! Why you laughing at me?"
Back to what you didn't like. I guess about what the movie lacked. I think it did lack for me only because of the symbol of the Joker and what I know him from my childhood and playing the video games, reading the comic books, and having the toys. This movie kind of missed the superhero element.
Yeah,
like you say, he can't go up against Batman. Like
this was not an action movie, that's for sure.
At all. And I think the superhero fan in me definitely wanted some kind of a superhero element to be in the movie.
Yeah, because it was hard to see like Joker didn't really have anything to be Joker against.
Right.
And that
like for his evil genius to come through.
I think we understand like that. Maybe that wasn't the goal, right?
Right.
That wasn't the goal, but it's like when you have Joker, you kind of miss that because without that, you don't like. And that was my issue. It wasn't the full Joker movie. Like Joker wasn't Joker. He was a guy who may be becoming Joker, and I get that, and it was amazing. But it wasn't Joker. They should have. If they had,
He became Joker at the end, though.
I don't think
he
so.
Stood up off that drum and wiped the blood into the smile. He was Joker. That's Joker at the end.
I don't think so. Even then, I think he was still in the process because there's a long way from this guy because that was his own blood. If he took somebody else's blood, it was like. So maybe, and I'm like, oh, okay.
So maybe like, we're talking about Jared Leto before the cast. So maybe Jared Leto was more like the Joker who could go up against Batman,
right?
In Suicide Squad,
he had some serious.
But he was doing that was more of like a fantastical movie, and like when he pulled up and shot at them on the roof with that minigun on the helicopter. Yeah, I mean that's something you can see the Joker doing. That Joker could definitely go up against Batman.
That was great,
but I don't think this movie was supposed to be that.
No, you're right.
And. It was dope though, man. I remember when they first announced they were coming out with this movie. I was like, this movie's never going to work. Why would they make a whole movie about the Joker? Why wouldn't you just put that time and effort into a Batman movie with Joker in it? You know what I mean? Start over. But I heard they did they had a budget of not even $100 million for this movie.
Yeah. And
that joint's grossing close to $1 billion. Like
I heard it's the highest grossing superhero related film. Because this is not a superhero movie.
I don't even think it was $100 million. I think it was like 70 something.
Can we be clear? This is not a superhero movie. Everybody's calling this a superhero movie. No. It's not a superhero movie. This is related to superheroes, right?
There's no superheroes.
There's no action in this. Like if we're talking about superhero movies, they are basic things. You have a mystery, or you have some kind of action. You have fighting. You have bumping heads of two large powers going against one another, right? Mm-hmm. Those are superhero movies. They're designed to be action. So when people complain about superhero movies just being action movies, they think that's what the fuck they're supposed to be. But like this is related, and this is an origin story of a villain.
There's no action in
That's all I'm saying. There's no action at all.
I mean, the first action scene, spoilers, he shoots these 3 Wall Street guys on a subway train. And admittedly, the guys were being assholes.
They were.
But damn, you shot him in the head in cold blood, like it was a little over the top. You could have shot him in the knees or something like that. You know what I mean? You didn't have to go for kill shots.
I guess he couldn't let him get away.
I think the perfect symbol, and the reason I kind of disagree with you on this guy being able to go up against Batman is the Joker with that six shot snub nose revolver. That's all the Joker needs to go up against Batman, man. I mean, that was like the perfect symbol of the Joker, a crazy, maniacal guy with a gun. That is capable of doing these things, like, because for the most part, that's all Joker had. I mean, think about to the Batman video games. Like, he had a gun. The gun might shoot a sign that says "POW" on it, but he had a gun and he had his suit and he had this little, acid balloon flower, And I mean, that's just the perfect. So, okay, spoilers. Bruce Wayne does make an appearance in this movie. Did you like the Bruce Wayne appearance? I thought it was smart.
As a child?
I thought it was dope.
I like that they made you think they were going one way and then fixed it. Because I was not down
no, I was not down with that show at all, man.
When they were like, Bruce Wayne and Joker are brothers? I was like, no.
I was sitting there
we're done here.
Don't do this. I was thinking, don't do this. Here. Don't do this. Please.
I'm glad you feel the same way. During the whole scene, I was like, oh my God.
Do not try to tell me.
They threw in the towel in this shit. They left it.
Out of 20 some odd years of fandom, that you're going to try to change the script and say that Joker and Bruce Wayne are related?
That's where you would go?
No. That's like, bro, anybody who knows anything about this world knows these guys are not related. Like, please don't do this.
Under any circumstance.
And they fixed it. They fixed it in the movie.
And they fixed it in a brilliant way. I like that they took us down that path. For me, that was a joke, right? That was a joke on Hollywood because, like, generally that would be like Hollywood will pick something cheesy like that.
They would have followed that plan, yeah.
Yeah, but then the director was just like, I'm pulling that back. The director it was the same guy who did he did Superbad, I think, and what was the other movie?
Superbad was funny though.
Yeah, it was another. Oh, and not The Bachelor. the four guys, the friends that go.
Oh, The Hangover.
Hangover, yeah, like the same director.
Right.
So it was like for me, that like those are comedy movies. So in a way,
which is kind of weird because I mean, I guess it fits because there's no action in this movie. So those two movie credits don't. There's no action in those movies either. You know what I mean? Like there was some
just scenes of weirdness happening.
There was some fantastical scenarios and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I was thinking the same thing when his mom when he read that letter and it was like, Thomas Wayne is your father, and it was like I was like no. I was like, please don't do this, man. Please don't. Like the movie was good up to that point. I'm like, don't ruin it. Do that. Don't ruin it. Please. I thought the same shit.
And then Thomas Wayne was like, come on, crazy. Punch him in the face. I was like, oh, okay.
So Bruce Wayne's dad is in this, Thomas Wayne, right? Thomas, right?
Yeah.
So, like, do you like his portrayal? Because I was watching some reviews on the movie and they were saying, like, you know, Thomas Wayne is supposed to be a beacon of light for Gotham City and, you know, clean, reusable energy. And he came off as a jerk in this movie a little bit, you know? Like, he's a wealthy... He came off kind of Trump-esque, right? Like,
but in a way, I feel like so. I was listening to commentary on the movie, and I feel like so. There's one theme that's going on in this movie that's kind of reflective of our times. You have the common man who's struggling financially. Programs are getting cut. People are broke. They're not doing well in their lives. And at the same time, you have people at the top getting richer and richer. Fat cats just living their wonderful lives.
Teachers in Chicago, isn't there? I want to get that right. Yeah, there's a teacher strike in Chicago, right?
Yeah, man. Like you have these things going on, and I feel like this movie, in a way, is a reflection of what's happening now. And that Thomas Wayne is like, yeah, normally he would be a philanthropic doctor, good guy, right? But I'm okay. Like, Thomas Wayne's not really much subject matter that we talk about when it comes to Batman. At all. He got killed, right? At the beginning. So, it's not much.
At the beginning of Batman's origin, he's dead.
Yeah. Even the TV show Gotham, Thomas Wayne's already dead. So, it's just like, we don't really care too much. I'm okay with them taking that liberty. But, like, I feel like the director was like, yeah, like, this Joker, the reason people rallied around him was because he was, in their minds, he was against the establishment. And he says himself, I'm not political. I see people out here, and it's interesting that they're doing this, but that's not what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I have my own shit going on. And I found that was actually kind of like super interesting because in a way, like, that's essentially what I was trying to say. Like, yeah.
And there was one part, so with Bruce Wayne's dad, Thomas Wayne, did you like how they show them getting killed again? Like they walked down the alley and they got shot and their pearls popped and all that shit.
Yeah, I guess.
It was cool.
I don't care.
The only part that was cool, because we've seen that a million times. We saw the Batman vs. Superman at the very beginning.
Every Gotham-related movie, they die.
We saw it. But I thought it was cool how that happened because of the riot that the Joker kind of started. You know, so it kind of bonds them together. You know, like
and that's like a further bond that's not as cheesy as
right. It wasn't cheesy at all. Yeah, I liked it. I mean,
but this will kind of give like the fact that the guy was wearing a clown mask kind of makes me think that if they do pull a Batman into this Joker world,
which
would be completely reversed, I don't think they should.
How the hell much younger is Batman than the Joker? Because this is Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, they didn't try to make him look
Batman's
young.
Like 10, bro. Yeah.
Right? It's like Joker's like 45. Like, so how did they go?
I think they said he was like 30 or something like that,
bro.
30.
Okay, all right, well, fine, all right.
Well, he's supposed to be, but still, like Joker.
So by the time Batman comes of age, the Joker will be 45, close to 50. You know. I guess, I mean, he's never really gone physically. He can't go toe-to-toe with Batman physically, but, you know, so he has to use his mind.
I think Joker's... I know, there's a lot of instances where it looks like Joker's older than Batman.
Did you like the look of Joker? Like, the makeup, how they had the things going up and down on his eyes. Like, I thought it was a cool inversion on it. But I also thought Jared Leto was cool. I like
that they did the green hair. Like, as long as he had the green hair and the white face and the red lipstick and the suit... I'm fine with it. Like, it was cool with that.
I like the makeup. because usually they have his makeup is different, especially on the eyes. He doesn't have those triangles going up and down on his eyes.
Yeah, that was like an old school clown.
I like that joint. And I like Jared Leto's take on it, man. Like
Too,
tattoos and the gangster eye. He was a gangster Joker, man. Like Jared Leto would smack the shit out of you and then laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. The blah 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 blah. Yeah, that dude was talking too much of that joke. Yeah, I like Jared Leto, man.
Yeah, me too.
He was that joke with a bunch of rings.
He was
on
a different
and
kind of
some
Joker,
neck chains. Yeah.
But he was definitely a Joker that could go up against Batman.
Right, he was dope
Because he was a criminal.
So yeah, man, it was crazy. So what else about Joker, man? So okay, I guess at the end, all right. Spoiler alert: he shoots the guy on the show, the TV show.
Right.
That I was kind of taken aback by that, and I'm not sure why, because he killed everybody else. But it's like, not blew my mind. It's kind of like,
no pun intended.
Damn, you know what I mean? Like, he shot the guy in cold blood on national TV. Yeah. As far as for the story, I see why, but
I like
kind of just like, yeah, man, like.
Nah, I liked it, dude. Like, because we have to remember, like, we spent this whole movie sympathizing with Joker.
Were we though?
I feel like we were.
Maybe in the beginning, but he was nutty as squirrel.
Like, when those guys attacked him on the subway,
he was crazy.
When those guys attacked him on the subway, right?
He was laughing with them. He had to get his ass kicked. He was laughing at them.
I'm saying, but at the same time, we feel him was like, yeah, but those guys were assholes too because they were fucking with that lady.
But okay,
I'm not saying they deserve to die.
I was just about to say that.
But we wouldn't go that far. But at the same time, we sympathize with what he did. He didn't go there to save her because they started fucking with him.
Oh, he damn sure didn't save her. Yeah, it's like, didn't he shrug his shoulders or something when he looked at her?
He looked at it. He was like,
right.
But like, yeah. But and then after that, it was like he was getting laughed at on stage, and the guy was making fun of him on his show. Right, of all people, he was like, "Oh shit!"
At the very beginning,
he
was
got
on that guy's show
with the gun with his friend, or not friend,
but
the
his
guy
friend ratted on him. Yeah.
He got to fight him a job. He found out everybody at his job hated him just because he was weird.
What the fuck was that job? Was it like a call a clown for hire? You know what I mean?
The 80s were a weird time, man.
So they just work at a clown service?
He was working at a clown service.
Like, what kind of job is that? Like, oh, you know what was a cringeworthy part? Okay, so yeah, that part at the end was kind of weird, you know.
Well, hold on, let me finish though, because like I kind of like that jump because I think all the way up to that point, like we gave him plausible deniability. Right. But at the end, that was the turning point where we're like, oh,
he chose to do this.
He was like, because what was his line? He was like, actions have consequences or some shit like that, and he was like, bam, and everybody was like, holy shit.
But he murdered the dude.
He blew the dude's head off on national television.
Which, damn it, they don't have security at that studio. You don't have a metal detector.
Nobody patted him down, right?
Right. Nobody searched him. He got to sneak a gun in.
The 80s were a weird time.
Got shot because it was the 80s.
It was the 80s, dude.
Yeah, man. It was kind of weird. I don't know, man. But yeah, that part just kind of took me back a bit. Now, I don't know about it in a good way.
Okay, can I say something?
Yeah, definitely.
I took that scene as him kind of taking revenge over like his life and his mom, because remember every time he was coming home, that's the thing he was watching with his mom, so that was the link he had with his mom.
That's true. And he thought of that guy kind of as like a father figure.
Yeah, after learning all the craziest thing that actually ever happened to her and to him, shooting him was like him freeing himself from his baggage, his mom,
and finally turning into the Joker.
Yeah, and finally becoming the actual Joker.
I wouldn't say becoming the actual Joker. Because again, he's
the potential.
Okay,
he is the Joker. Stop it. They can roll this movie right into a Batman movie if they wanted to.
They really shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
They should not.
They could though.
They could.
And I would enjoy it because of Joaquin Phoenix's performance, man. He was a great actor.
Who's going to be the Batman who's going to actually be able to perform as good as Joker?
Yeah.
Like whatever his name,
and
Robert
that would be
a Christian Bale.
That would be a boring ass Batman movie. Let me just say. That would be a boring ass Batman movie because it would be them acting against each other.
I mean, I thought
like, okay,
the Dark Knights were pretty boring. They weren't superhero-y enough for me. Like,
they were kind of like down to earth.
Yeah, and it was just like,
which I was down with, man.
want to see some action.
I
But
don't know,
God, please don't be Christian Bale, man. Joker, where's the trigger? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hated his voice in that. Like, you could tell the mask was squeezing his mouth.
I liked, man. Look, I know people have like mixed feelings, man. People hate, but I liked the Ben Affleck Batman, man.
I did too. I
liked that shit, man. I liked that he did have a voice modifier. He was like Joker. He was like.
Because you would think you'd have to, right? Like,
it's just fucked up. It's like, Superman, whoop your ass.
You would think you would have to, right? Because, like, they're still going to tell by your voice. Like, people aren't stupid. They want to know what you sound like. Bruce?
Like,
Bruce?
Bruce? That you? Man, what the fuck you doing out here?
Right. But, damn, man. So,
midnight,
one more
man.
part on the Joker, man. What was it? So we covered Bruce Wayne. We covered Thomas Wayne. We covered the end. Oh man, a cringeworthy part when he dropped that gun in the fucking hospital. I was like, oh damn! Hey, look, and he picked that joint up and tucked it. It was like, he was like, ooh. I was like, yo, you brought a gun into a children's hospital, man? I was like, I wasn't the only one in the theater laughing when he dropped that gun. I was like, no, I was like. Drop a gun? He dropped that gun. I was like, oh man, he dropped a gun in the children's hospital, bro.
That was his tink tinks.
Because before that, he was doing a good job. The kids were laughing, they were clapping. You know, he was dancing, and he dropped a revolver on the ground and whatnot. It's like, okay.
And he was like, why the fuck would you bring a gun to a kid's hospital?
That's why the same thing I thought. What the hell are you doing?
From the kids?
Why you didn't leave that on your bag or something? You had it
cancer,
on you,
man.
on your hip. You know what I'm saying? They got cancer and shit, man. What you doing?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was funny. I was like, oh, man, he dropped a gun? And his boy did rat him out, though. It was like, what did he say? Something about the gun. I don't know where he got the gun from or something. Yeah. Somebody was saying something like, his boy did, like, Joker got that gun. He dreamed that the guy gave it to him. Like, that was actually Joker's gun. I'm like, nah, because they would have showed us that. Yeah. They would have showed us.
Like, why would he dream that up?
Right. And when he was sitting in that chick's apartment, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Even when she said something, she was like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, that's this chick," you know. She was like, "You need to leave now." And I'm like, "Okay, maybe she's just saying that because he just broke into her apartment and whatnot." And she's like, "You live down the hall, right? Your name is blah 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 or something, right?" She asked me. I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, so she don't know him. Somebody said there was like bloody. He had some blood on him or something after he left her apartment. Well, I didn't notice that either, but yeah, I was like, oh man, I hope he didn't hurt because we never saw her again.
Yeah, true.
Or the kid. So, yeah, man, that was something, man.
You know, one thing that was weird at the end of the movie when he was walking out the hallway, he has blood on his shoes. Footprints. Yeah, I was like,
I took that as he fucked the doctor up that was in there with him.
Yeah,
which is it's
not
like,
listening.
What did he do? Like, that soundtrack for that movie, I might have to look up the soundtrack for Joker, man. Because, like, whenever he would do something, like, after he left that chick's apartment, he was walking down the hallway back to his apartment. There was this deep bass that would hit throughout the movie. I mean, boom, you know what I mean? Like, and it would hit, and it was really suspenseful, man. It's like, okay, what is he going to do? What is he walking down this hallway going to do?
Suspenseful.
Right.
I don't belt up like so.
Because it's like, at that point, I'm like, okay, this dude's fucking crazy. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
You know,
Joker, man.
It's a Joker, man, and it was a dope movie. I mean, I see why people would say that. You know, I didn't even know what an incel was before this.
I didn't see. So yeah, let's talk about that.
Right.
Because remember some of the people's like hesitancy with this movie, where they're like, "Oh no, this is just promoting violence. This is promoting like school shooter violence. This is promoting violence against common people or white male violence against
lonely white males.
Yeah, lonely white male violence.
Go do violent acts.
And so incels are supposedly people who are involuntary celibate. They can't get pussy for whatever reason, and they can't have sex with the women.
They can't get love.
Yeah, they
love
can't get
is a big part of that. Like, sex is rolled up into it, but it's just a connection.
And
with
they
someone.
blame like other people, like and they blame other good-looking people for taking all the they blame good-looking guys for taking all the girls, right, or whatever. They just blame other people for their problem, right? It was like, in a way, everybody's been involuntary celibate, dude. Like, it was a long ass time period, and niggas like, well, it was involuntary celibate. Right. But that doesn't make you like okay to kill people. And I didn't see that in this movie, though.
I didn't either. I didn't see anything
like,
about.
There's a real threat with that, there's a real issue, but I don't think it helps when we just be like, oh, this movie has a white guy. We're just gonna throw some buzzwords out here and try to blame this movie on this. Like, I didn't get that at all, man. Like,
I think the violence, like killing people in cold blood, the way it was done, it was so realistic. Like, you can see 3 guys getting shot on a train. You could see somebody getting shot in a studio like that. But that stuff happens in movies all the time. Like, they'll give a movie, you know, I'm talking about Rotten Tomatoes, the critics, who were trying to say that this is going to incite lonely white incels to do violent acts. Like, they'll give a movie at 89% of some guys getting chopped in half with a lightsaber or something like that. They're killing people, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And lonely white men, you know, if that's what an incel is,
That's down.
they were doing despicable acts before this movie came out. So I wouldn't blame this movie. To me, this movie was just a movie. I think the realism of it.
I think it was definitely a commentary. Like, I'm not saying it's just. I think it was a commentary, but it wasn't like. It wasn't like. It's okay, white guys. You can kill these people in the movie theater. Right. Like, it wasn't that kind of movie. Like, it didn't feel like it was excusing. It didn't feel like it was excusing violence. Mm-hmm. Like, despite all of it, when Joker made those moves, we were clear that it was a bad move. Like, that was not good, and he didn't feel bad about it.
I think he did at first.
I don't think he did, man.
When he killed those guys on the train, I think he felt a little bad. But then he explained to the guy at the end that he felt bad, but it went away. Like, I don't feel bad for doing these things anymore, you know? And there weren't that many violent things in the movie. Let's see, the guys on the train got shot. Ooh, when he killed those dudes in the apartment. That one dude.
He just killed that one dude, yeah.
Damn, dog. Like, he was, like, slamming his head up against the wall, like, digging a knife in deep.
Yo, that was the funniest fucking scene, though.
That and the gun drop. That was just, it was funny.
When he was just like, whoo. And the dude was in the corner like, oh, God.
He's like, what the hell,
oh, man, please.
It's like, yo,
let me go. It's like, yeah. I'm thinking like Irish accent is a leprechaun.
And the thing is, like, the violent acts he committed, the people wronged him, but they didn't glorify. And you, like you said, you knew they were bad moves. All those moves were bad. Killing that guy for saying something about him with the gun was a bad move. He didn't endanger your life. You know, he didn't threaten your family. I mean, Joker didn't have it. He didn't threaten your mother at that point. Like, he said something about a gun and you got fired. You dropped the gun in the damn children's hospital. Nobody told you to take that gun in there, man. So, you know, like, yeah, it was a bad move. All the violent acts were bad. But there were only 3 really violent acts. And they were all committed by the Joker. I mean, at the end, there was a big riot going on, but, you know, that's nothing in the movie. I mean...
Oh, yeah, the whole scene with the train. Like, the cops... But that was the cops. They were tripping, shooting people after that.
Right. And did they die or they just got jumped? They said they were in critical condition at the end, right? Yeah, so... Yeah, it wasn't an overly violent movie. I don't think any incels are going to be incited by...
There's a lot of shit that went down in a movie that could only happen in the 80s, though.
People...
He smothered his mom with a pillow in the hospital.
Right.
With the beeping thing next on her. That one didn't flatline.
And speaking of that, like, he didn't remember being chained to a radiator when he was younger. Remember they said his mom, like... That's right. They chained him to the radiator and abused that? You didn't remember any of that? Like, where did those memories go? Like, you weren't... Whatever. I mean, it's movies. It's not real, so... You know, just little nitpicks here and there. But overall, man, it's a great movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Some movies have the benefit of striking at the right time. Joker benefited from that. Let's see, Aquaman. Movies that come out in October, because there's no Marvel movie out. Guaranteed if this movie was going up against a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it wouldn't hold up.
No, at all. And that's Marvel Phase 3, or the old Marvel. I don't know what we're going into now. I have no idea what Marvel's
going. They got the She-Hulk thing, man.
Right.
I heard, what was it? The director of something is doing She-Hulk.
So besides...
Rick and Morty. They're doing She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. I mean, I'll see it.
Or the writers for Rick and Morty are doing She-Hulk.
So
I love She-Hulk. So
besides the next Spider-Man movie, what is Marvel coming out with? I don't even know. I haven't been following it. I'm not sure.
No idea, really.
Like, I know Black Panther 2 is slated for, like, is it 2020?
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I saw it. They revealed it at Comic-Con.
I was hoping there's going to be at least a trailer or some shit by now. There ain't been nothing. Because I've been looking like, what's up?
Yeah, Black Panther 2 is definitely slated. They had the you know, all the logos of all the next movies. I think Captain Marvel's coming out, and they're doing some other movies.
I'm thinking Denzel Washington and Black Panther. Mm-hmm. That would be dope. he'd be like,
So,
I don't know.
my name. You know what I mean?
My
Like Denzel is. Right. Overall, Joker, great movie. I recommend you guys go see it.
Yeah.
Is it still in movie theaters now, man? You know, movies go to DVD instantly nowadays, man. Like, who knows?
I saw the joint so late. That joint might be a DVD now.
Right. I saw it like a month after it came out.
So.
It was tight, though. It was a cool movie.
Yeah, man. Definitely the movie of the summer.
Might be of the year. I mean, okay, so Infinity War came out. Alita Battle Angel did come out in February. Alita was tight, yeah. I rented that joke in the Red Box recently. That was a cool last movie. Alita Battle Angel, watch that.
Watch that.
And yeah, I mean, Spider-Man was all right. As far as action movies, did you see Gemini Man? Quickly,
no.
I didn't either, but it got bad scores, and I love Will Smith. I had high hopes.
Looking forward to Bad Boys 3. 3, right? Yeah.
Martin looks so fat though.
He is.
Right.
He's old, man.
Yeah, but God damn it,
man, dude.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't. You gotta whip you into shape, man. It's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
He was fat in the last one.
Yeah, he was a little bit bigger. Yeah, I'm damn sure gonna see it. Like, you know, it's Will Smith. So, but yep. Anything else on Joker, man?
Anything else on Joker?
I think we covered it all. Don't take guns to children's hospitals when you're a clown, okay?
Or dancing.
Right. Because before that, everything was happy. All the kids are clapping, everybody's singing a song, and then he drops a revolver on the floor and shit. and shushes all the kids to be quiet. I thought it was going to work. I thought when he shushed them, I thought they were going to be like, okay, all right, we're not going to say anything.
No, everybody was like...
Yeah, oh yeah, I looked at all the nurses and shit in the background, they was like, like, yo, you just dropped a gun? It was silly.
But yeah, again, funny. Joker was like super well done, man. Like that laugh disease thing he has.
Well done,
that's
man.
That's top tier writing.
Joaquin Phoenix had great acting. He put that movie together.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy, man. I think they said $75 million budget. That movie grossed like almost $800 million. I mean, that's a freaking 85% profit.
And we should leave it as a perfect item in time.
You want to do a one-off?
A perfect theatrical event in time. We'll leave it.
You want to just do a one-off?
Go on to the next Batman. Because who's the next Batman? That Twilight. Robert Pattinson.
Right, I did see that.
We can't put him up against Joker. Joaquin Phoenix. Come on.
It depends on how he evolves from this movie. Like, I imagine the next movie, if Joaquin Phoenix, say it's like 2 or 3 years in the future, and he's well into being the Joker at that point, he could stand up to Batman, you know? I don't know. I mean, Batman was 10, so that would make him 13 in that movie, but I don't know. That threw me off. I was like, why is he so young? Like
13-year-old Batman going up against a 45-year-old Joker.
So that was Alfred, right? That was Alfred that saved Batman. Remember, he was reaching to the gate. Yeah, right.
But you know what? I heard that
I like how they included the
guy
Wayne
that cast
family.
for Alfred in the new Batman is remember Black Panther, the guy who was damn it, dude, what's his name? Claw.
Oh yeah, that's the same guy who played Caesar in Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
I know you're talking about.
He's the guy who plays Smeagol in Lord of the Rings. That guy. He's going to be Alfred in the new Batman movie.
Why? That movie's not. That's not becoming of his acting chops.
I don't know.
He does these kind of weird creatures.
More
and characters.
reason. No, he was he was Claw, so that was
Claw was dope. Claw, I thought they got rid of Claw too quickly.
Me too. They just wrapped him in the
because he was kind of diabolical and he just.
And he's a prime villain for Black Panther. Like,
didn't he have that? Was that a Wakandan arm that he had?
Yeah, he had like a vibranium blaster arm.
Right, that was pretty cool. You know, it wasn't a weakling. But yep, go see Joker, guys.
Yeah, go see it.
Recommend it. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap us up.
Yeah,
Joker. Woo!
Awesome. Peace.
All right, peace out.